What is happening, guys? It's Dealer here back again. Today we're talking about E3 2019 and more. Phil Spencer on the record. And of course, we are going over his ongoing trip in Japan and Korea. Tons of stuff to unpack here. Hey, if you missed it on last night's RDX podcast, I'll link that down below. Check that out for this story and much more. Let's get into it. So, for those of you that didn't know, Phil Spencer is currently abroad visiting both Japan and Korea. Make no mistake, he's not there for the sushi. He is there forming better relations with Japanese developers and talking about the future of Xbox. Now, recently on Twitter, Phil said the following: "Looking forward to the week in Korea and Japan, visiting studios and publishers. Always inspired by the great games these studios are delivering. Talking about E3 and getting input on future plans is always fun. But wait, there's more." Phil then gives us a hint or a little bit of an insight as to what is going to drive the length of the Xbox press briefing come E3 2019. Replying to someone on Twitter, he says, "Yes, I like the length of our traditional shows. Content will drive the length. Quality is the key." Now here's the thing. There is no Sony at E3 2019. They have bowed out, as many of you know. This leaves the stage wide open for more developers asking their way into Microsoft's E3 press briefing. This means Microsoft, Xbox, could have their longest show of all time, especially with so many massive games said to make their debut, including the leaked Batman title for 2019, perhaps Avengers, another Cyberpunk showing, and more. In other words, competition for these E3 slots on Microsoft's stage has never been more stiff. Now, based off what he said here recently, I'm guessing that he's going to have significant Japanese support on the Microsoft stage at E3 2019. Keep in mind, Phil and company know the Japanese support isn't likely to lure masses to their console, but they are trying nonetheless. They finally just got Final Fantasy VII on the Xbox One for the first time. You can now buy that game in the store. They are always trying to push that Japanese support. Even if you're not a fan yourself, there's somebody that is. And why give people another reason to consider buying a PlayStation over an Xbox? You might as well try to get that support on your console. Phil has spent years now trying to fix a damaged relationship between Japanese developers and the West. And while many of their games, like Devil May Cry here, have become more and more Western as time has gone on, they are looking for those traditional Japanese style games as well. Phil acknowledges this and wants to fix these issues.
Something I've been working on a ton, and it's a journey, because I think, not to point back all the time, I'll just say I think we lost touch with some of the creators in Japan, which is really the relationships that you need to build in order to make sure that our market share in Japan is pretty low with Xbox. So the creators, as they're going home, they're probably playing on other platforms and probably not playing on an Xbox.
So if you are a fan of these types of games, this is all great news. And if you're excited for E3, it's great news for you as well. There are a ton of developers vying for those slots on Microsoft's E3 stage. Question is, which developers will win? One thing's for certain, Microsoft are really trying to repair that relationship with the Japanese, get some of those titles on their platform, and even if they don't sell a ton of copies on the Xbox platform, remember that mobile devices and streaming are very prevalent over in Japan right now. Even if they bring some more traditionally styled Japanese RPGs, for instance, over to the Xbox platform and they didn't do too well, the main incentive for many of these Japanese developers to do so would be the ability to stream on xCloud over in Japan. Think about it, console sales aren't really doing all that well. Even the PlayStation 4 is not selling gangbusters over in Japan. Meanwhile, the Switch is doing pretty well. Mobile devices are doing phenomenally well. And of course, streaming is much more prevalent. This really sets the stage for something like xCloud to come in, where you can stream all of these games to any of your mobile devices. I think Japanese developers will consider this when deciding to work with Microsoft. But hey, let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button if you learned something today or enjoyed the video. Share this with as many friends as you can. It really helps. I'm still a little bit under the weather, I'm sure you can tell, but I'm fighting through it. I'm trying my best. If you're new, subscribe for more stuff like this. Check out the backlog. Check out the links down below. Tons of good stuff down there. I'm Dealer. Thanks for checking out the video. I'm out.